Hello, welcome to the MBA 502 Marketing Management Syllabus Overview. This is Randy Fry. I am very pleased, very proud, humbled to be your professor for Marketing Management, which is a core MBA course labeled as MBA 502. My office is in Schwab Hall, room 103. My contact information. First of all, I encourage you to, if you need to reach me by telephone, during Monday through Friday, please call my office phone. My direct dial number is 472-3041. You can also reach me via email. Please never send me an email through Canvas. I don't check Canvas email as much. I'd rather have you contact me at rfry@francis.edu. I promise to try to get back to you as quickly as possible. You'll find that I try to get back to you in the same day, if not within hours. During the workday, sometimes I'm not as likely to get back to you as much as I am during the evening and weekends. Since many of the assignments and tests and things are due on Sunday night, I really try to be vigilant in the weekend to get back to you as soon as possible. Though I sometimes travel on business. For example, next week I'm going to Washington, D.C. for a presentation. I do travel where I get bogged down with some work. So if I don't get back to you right away, please be patient. Leave a voicemail at 472-3041. I promise to call you back. Email as well. And then my mobile phone, my cell phone number is 244-9980, area code 814. Please feel free to call me on the weekends if you need be, or in the evening hours, because I may not be on campus. The primary learning objectives to attain appreciation and thorough understanding of strategic marketing concepts and principles via the study of theory and utilization of case studies. Not only do I want you to learn this material, I want you to be able to apply it. This is just some information about me. I've been a professor for 37 years, 33 years of which has been at St. Francis. I've been humbled by receiving some awards for teaching and for my professional activities. For example, I was just selected by PA Business Central within the last week and a half as one of the top 100 business leaders in 11 county region of Central PA. And this is, I think, for the third or fourth year in a row. So I try to be very active in the larger business community. I still do some consulting. I am on the board of a nonprofit that serves children and their families. I've had a variety of consulting contracts over the years, and I list some of the companies. But I've also have many more than this. I really try to stay active. I try to practice what I teach, and I've been the dean of the Shield School of Business since 2008. Before that, the department chair since 1988. So basically, I've been in leadership of the role at the university for approximately 30 years, or close to 30 years, I should say. On a personal level, I'm married. Live with my wife Barbara and one son Randall, and family dog named Duncan in Johnstown. I have two older sons, which I'm also proud to say are graduates of St. Francis, Nathan and Colin. They both work in the IT field. One is in Pittsburgh, the other is in Washington, D.C. When I'm not teaching, I love traveling, especially the warm climates like Aruba. I love the sun and warmth. I love Florida, tropical areas, Puerto Rico, some of my favorite places on earth. I also like Europe. I like reading a lot. I like staying up with sports, current events, not necessarily national politics these days. Racquetball, basketball, swimming, golf are some of my... Now notice here, misprint. I must like traveling so much. I noticed in a sense I've traveled and listed twice. Sorry about that. I'm catching a few of my typos here as I review this with you. But that was just a little background. Course overview. This explains a little bit about the course. The broad course learning goals. I only have 3 of these. These are like the overarching goals, designed not to be really measurable, just to kind of give some overview of what I'm looking for. I want you to identify and understand the major strategic marketing theories, principles, concepts, marketing frameworks at a very advanced level, at the MBA level. And then number 2, I want you to be able to use them, apply them. You bring a lot of experience to this course already, as a consumer, as maybe a business practitioner. But I want you to be able to apply, really understand strategic marketing to the point you can apply it. For example, you'd be able to write a marketing plan or an integrated marketing communications plan or do some marketing research. I want this to be very practical, very applied. I want you to be able to use its frameworks, models, classification systems, and how to do the techniques. And then thirdly, marketing is a dynamic, really a dynamic, interesting, important subject. I invite you to enjoy. I mean, I'm always adding new pieces to the course. The video lectures I've done primarily from this past summer. I may be replacing some of those with newer content, maybe adding some new ones from time to time in the course. But they're very fresh. But it's always changing. And hopefully you'll never look at the marketing strategy of a business the same way. We will look at companies that are very successful in marketing, like a Chick-fil-A, traditionally like a McDonald's, Southwest Airlines, Nordstrom's, companies like that. And we'll also look at companies that are struggling with marketing, like a PacSun, or PacSun is a retailer, or maybe a Sears. Radio Shack is a good example of a company struggling. The terminal individual student learning outcomes, I call these ISLOs. The ISLOs for the course is 15 of them. These are the things I want you to be able to know, be able to do, and appreciate by the end of the course. So they're more specific individual student learning outcomes. The materials you need to use, the Kotler and Keller Marketing Management 15th edition loose leaf booklet is fine. I do recommend you buy from the bookstore, and you do not need the access code. I had students last summer use the access code. They didn't get much value out of it. I thought it was just increasing the price of the book. Also, I'm going to be asking you in the discussion board for the first week to tell me whether you want to work alone or with someone in the market share simulation. I will be setting that up for a practice round next week. I will be sending you an email probably early in the week, either Monday or Tuesday next week, giving you more instructions on that. Do not purchase this piece of software until I provide specific instructions. It will cost you about $29. What you're going to be doing is competing with each other, sort of indirectly. Every so often you'll be making decisions, and you'll be selling over-the-counter medicine. And that's what will be coming up. More on that a little bit later on. And the Kind Unwrapped Developing Strong Brand video case is optional. So do not purchase that until you decide whether there's 6 options for your final project in this course, just the one of 6. So I will not buy it. The only thing I buy right now is the textbook. Recommended reading. This is just a partial list of my biography that I use for the course. And then let's look at the outline in a moment. This is a 15-week course. I even have a spring break week built into this to give you sort of a break. And each week, the course is divided over 7 modules. They're like 7 hunks of the course, 7 structured pieces of the course, 7 components of the course. And each module typically runs 2 weeks. There's one that only won't run 1 week. So, and then I have in the syllabus, Module 1, Weeks 1 and 2, Monday, January 15th through the 28th. And then I list the activities for the week, the assignments. The first week is just basically reading Chapter 1, and then there's a case study write-up due on Sunday. Even though the module covers 2 weeks, some things are due in the middle of that period. For example, the case study write-up either Nike or Google, and they're due on January 21st. One of those 2 case studies. In this case study, you basically answer the questions in the textbook. I'll probably put PDFs on out later this week on those, if you can't find them in the book. And then I'll have, in addition to that, an application project paper due the following week. And you'll look at the video called The Buyer Experience Cycle in 6 Utilities. It's based on the very popular marketing book called Blue Ocean Strategy. And then you'll suggest improvements using the Eliminate, Reduce, Raise, Create matrix. And there's some instructions on that. That's part of the course. That'll be the second week of Module 1, which is Sunday, January 28th. The cadence for our course will be, we'll start on Monday and typically end on Sunday. So each week, each module, or each week will begin on a Monday and typically culminate with something due on that following Sunday. And usually at the end of the module, which is like the 2-week period, there'll be more things due. The test will always be due at the end of the module. And there'll be 7 tests throughout the course. And they're multiple choice, true, false, and some matching. They're based on the readings, the video lectures I've posted, the PowerPoints, which are tied to the video lectures. So they're not just from the textbook. They're from the instructional materials I have on Canvas. Normally we have a discussion board, an application project, or case study every week. In the first week, we have the case study write-up this week and then discussion board 1. And then next week we have application project 1, discussion board 2. And in discussion board 2, since you're asked to make 2 or more response posts to classmates, the cadence for this is, how this will run is, you make your original post by Thursday of that week of the discussion board, and then respond to 2 or more students by Sunday. And then the market share simulation decisions, I'll get you organized, set that up. January 25th will be a practice round. And the first test is due by the 28th at midnight. It's like Cinderella in this course, everything by midnight. Module 2 runs weeks 3 and 4. You read chapter 2 and chapter 5. There's a different kind of discussion board, Lords of Strategy and Marketing Hall of Fame Initiative. And this post is odd because it covers 2 weeks. The first week you actually look at the discussion board and you're assigned a person. If you're not assigned a person, get back to me so I assign you a person. You're assigned a theorist. So in the instructions for this, on the discussion board, you are assigned a theorist, and you're asked to provide some interesting historical factoids about this theorist, a little bit about their personal background, growing up, where they grew up, what was their business experience, educational experience. And then, so that's part 1, sort of their personal background. Part 2 is, discuss briefly some of their major ideas about marketing, management, or strategy. What were some of their most famous tenets of marketing or strategy? And then, why do you think they're worthy of being considered in our Hall of Fame of marketing management theorists? And you don't have to do it in narrative form. You could do it in a sort of a poster form or a PowerPoint form. Be creative. Have some fun with it. I do want to have some sufficient detail so students can learn about some of the great original theorists that form the backbone of this course. And then by February 11th, I have a fun case, Nordstrom, which is a high-end department store based in Seattle, Washington, and some questions about customer service. And then practice round, our first real non-practice round will begin for the market share game. That's what the game is called. You'll be making marketing decisions. Round 1 is February 8th. This is our official game round. And then to test Module 2 will be due on Sunday, February 11th. So that's how everything's set up. I won't bore you with the details. I just want to go through the first. And again, at the end of each module, you'll have a test. You'll typically have a discussion board. And sometimes I give you a choice of case studies like the one before you, the future McDonald's or Walmart. I'm going to be adding some really cool stuff on McDonald's there for you to look at. McDonald's has been really doing well lately. I have a great article I'm going to place on Canvas for you. And then we'll look at Module 4, which deals with connecting with customers, segmenting, targeting, positioning. And then we'll have a midterm break. From March 5th to 11th, the course will sort of go dead. Now, you'll be able to work ahead if you'd like to. And I will never stop you from working ahead. I always will have at least 2 weeks of material ahead of you if you want to. But we'll just take off that week, give you a little break, sort of like you're going to Florida or something like that, okay? Module 5 will be weeks 11 and 12. And then we kind of wrap up at the end. Our class ends like April 28th, 29th. And everything's on Canvas. I mentioned the cadence of the course. Everything runs between Monday and Sunday. You're probably going to have to spend about 4 to 6 hours a week on assignments, reading activities. You're reading Phil Kotler's book, which is sort of one of the great strategic marketing books, probably the best textbook you can get on the subject, because Kotler is like one of the major gurus. I ask that I have some policy, please, no plagiarism, no collusion on preparing for tests or taking tests together. We're real serious about academic dishonesty. I don't want you to get jammed up with any of that. An online class places a higher level of responsibility and accountability for the student to learn, complete assignments faithfully, fairly, and on time. Do not fall behind. I really don't like to flex deadlines at all. I don't want to. If there's something that's catastrophic in your life, obviously reach out to me. I am reasonable, but someone who constantly falls behind, it's not going to work in an online class, okay? So you need to really stay up to date on it. There's more of a heavy responsibility. I already talked about the protocols for reaching me, my direct dial number, email, and then my my cell phone number. I don't give you my home number because, I don't know, it's inactive really. I use my cell phone and my work number and my two primary numbers. Again, don't want you to fall behind. The grade criteria, you have a lot of different grade criteria. There'll be 7 module tests for about half your grade. These are approximate weights. At the end of the semester, you have 6, and you need 1 culminating integrated marketing management project. Marketplace simulation write-up is worth 10% of your grade. And the rest of it are going to be case studies, application papers, and discussion boards. And those weights are subject to change. They're just approximate at this point. I mentioned the tests are worth 50 points. They're multiple choice, primarily with a few sprinkled true and false and matching items. The integrated marketing management project is an important project. It's about 20% of your grade. Maybe not quite that much. Maybe it's 100 points, so it might be like 15% of your grade. But at the end, you're asked to select one of these. For example, the options I recommend considering is project option 1. Write a strategic marketing plan for a proposed new product or service, your company, or a division of your company. For example, I might be writing a marketing plan for the Shield School of Business rather than a whole university. And I'll be placing some rubrics online. You can also, what you'll do in a marketing plan, you'll state the mission statement, the vision statement, the marketing plan goals, what is your value proposition, you'll identify and prioritize your target markets, you'll maybe use some of the tools we talk about, consumer analysis and segmentation. You'll do situational analysis. You'll look at the SWOT and industry analysis, maybe a 5 forces of competition analysis. You'll review the marketing mix, the 4 Ps, and also maybe design some timelines and tactical plans and think about budget. And you should select a specific marketing plan template from our textbook, the ones I provide for the course, or ones you find online and get approved with me. There's different templates. All the marketing plan templates answer these 3 questions. Where is the company now? Where does it want to go, and how it's going to get there? The marketing, if you want to do a focus group or a survey, you could follow the chapter on marketing research and do a marketing research project for your company. Marketing effectiveness audit, there in the back of the book, I think it's page 678, 680. That's an outline of a marketing audit. This is where you look at the marketing performance of a company in different areas, let's say the 4 Ps, and you examine it, you critique it, and then you come up with some suggestions for improvement, sort of like a financial audit, looking at the marketing plan and operation, how to improve it. If you'd like to write a promotional plan, this is not a marketing plan, this is different. Sometimes students get this confused, but this is an IMC plan. You could do a video case study, and so there's basically 6 different things you could do. You could also talk to me if you don't like any of these. I could maybe, if you're interested in a case study, I can make a case study available to you as well. So I want you to select one of these 5 options, and the 6th one would be a case study. If you want to do a case study, let me know about that. I can work with you on that. And then the gamification experience. This is a little bit about that market share simulation game, and you will be graded on in this game based on your profitability. 40% of the weight will be given to your cumulative profitability, 30% given to your sales volume, market share, 30% of the company's stock price, which is obviously tied to all those. And then if you come in first place, you do not need to write a paper. But if you come in, usually the top 3 finishing teams, I don't have them write papers. They get grades based on their results. But for those that do not, let's say, finish out of the medals, they don't get a gold, silver, or bronze medal, they write a paper. So maybe every week it'd be good to summarize what your decisions are. And that'll be coming up soon. So that's a simulation. And here's the grade criteria. And so this is my 20-minute overview of the syllabus. If you have any questions, give me a call. I hope it's helpful. Thank you. Good luck in the course.